All right, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. So the garage is finally under construction. For the longest time, I just had a slab of concrete sitting there, and I was waiting on the garage guys to come out here and actually put the walls up. So they just got finished for today. They got to come back tomorrow. They said it should be done in another about a half day. This is a 26 foot by 24 foot. I believe that's what it was. I originally wanted a 30 foot wide by 30 foot long square box. So this is just slightly a rectangle. It's just a little touch wider than it is deep. But due to permitting and regulations and all that stuff, they made me shrink it down, and 26 by 24 was the biggest I could go. So, and then I did 10 foot walls, and I believe he said it's right at 15 feet at the top. I think it was 15 or 14, something like that. But if you look inside of here, I was actually really stoked, because the ones that they showed me, the roof trusses had metal like framing going across the middle right here, so it was eating up a lot of that space in the top. And I was asking him, I was like, hey, these look different, and he said these are the updated ones. They're using them from now on. They're just as strong, and they're a lot less material, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So they're probably not as strong, but yeah, I'm happy about the extra space. So and it's the wind rating or whatever is apparently is up to like 140 mile an hour. So if we get any winds like that, there's plenty of trees that are gonna fall on this building, and we're gonna have a bad time. But we don't need to think about that. We'll think about positive stuff. And yes, the garage is up, ladies and gentlemen. The garage is kind of up. I am stoked. So what I plan on doing, I'm probably going to change this door out. I was talking to him. It's like a really flimsy, lightweight, almost like mobile home style door, which I have nothing against those doors, but for security reasons, that door could probably be broke into super easy. So I'm going to put a better door on there. And you're going to open this door, and you're going to come into my office. It's going to be right here. I'm going to wall in maybe, I don't know, an 8x8 section, enough to put a desk right there, have my desktop, and then I'm going to do a door that's going to open right here and come out to the garage. So just to help everybody envision what I got going on. And then right here, this is where a garage door is going, and that's where a garage door is going. So I can pull a car in right here, work on it, play around with it, do all that kind of stuff. Sorry about that, I had a phone call. So yeah, I'll be pulling a car in right here, working on it, doing all that kind of stuff. And over here, there probably wouldn't be enough room to pull a car in all the way, because I would have my office kind of like right here, basically. But I'm gonna still be able to roll this door up and access in and out. I might be able to pull a car halfway in. I do want to, along this wall, probably, this is where I put my toolboxes and that kind of stuff, a workbench. And on the back side, I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do, but some people were saying I could do it on top of my actual office, and I could do a set of stairs going up, because if I do my office, this is a 7 foot door. So if I go and put my ceiling at 8 feet, I still have 2 feet to that edge. And then I have like another, 3.5, 4 feet basically above my office. So I could have an area above that where I basically build like a box or a mining box or something like that. And I could shove a bunch of rigs and then have air coming in one side and out another side. I don't know if I want to do that, or do more of a like cabinet style coming off the back wall, maybe 2 feet off the back wall, coming over and then going back onto the back wall, and set it all in there with like a big double door or a single door open, so I can open it up, go in there, get everything, and then it recirculates air from this back wall, like pulls in cool air on the bottom, dumps hot air on the top, and then it's walled in. Obviously trying to keep it as tight as possible, so that is the key. Yeah, so man, I'm out of breath. It is absolutely blisteringly humid in the East Coast right now. I'm in North Carolina. It's not necessarily hot outside, but I am just sweating because it's like 80-90% humidity. And I know all the people that live in like the even more humid places are like, oh, that's nothing, man. Humidity sucks, bro. It really does. So not gonna have any doors on this side or that back. This is just gonna be parking. I'm gonna clear that stump and stuff out of the way. But yeah, so super pumped about this. This is definitely gonna be able to let me get back into my hobby of messing with cars and all that kind of stuff a lot sooner. So I do have a full video with a time lapse and everything. Obviously they're not done with it, so I can't finish that video yet. But look out for that coming soon. I always like watching that, you know, like time lapse videos and like construction and all that. I figured it's kind of cool. But yeah, this is just a short little update for what's going on. As you guys know, I still have to get power ran out here, but coming down this way is where the power is going to be run underground, because all the way at the front of my property, right in front or right beside where my excavator is, I don't know if you can see that, let me zoom in. Right where my excavator is on the other side, sorry about all my trash, there's just junk everywhere I need to clean up. There's actually a distribution box. I called my power company today and they said it's not going to be any issue running me a 200 amp service all the way up through there and through there. They have a surveyor coming out because they couldn't do anything before the structure was up. He's going to come out sometime next week and basically give me a price on cutting it in underground. They said on average, typically they comp some of it, so I'd be looking at maybe $500 to $1,000 for the run. And then my electrician puts a base on. I pay a $75 deposit for a meter, and they actually are letting me get non-residential. He said it is listed as a small general service electricity rate. So for the first 750 kilowatts, I would be paying 12 cents per kilowatt, which is actually a little above my residential rate of 11 cents per kilowatt. But then after the first 750 kilowatts, so after when I burn 751 plus kilowatts, I would be paying 8 cents per kilowatt. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's huge. I'm like, that's awesome. And when I was talking to the guy, he's like, you know, how much do you think you're going to be burning? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe like $1,000 a month or something. And he's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, then you'd be looking at somewhere around, boom, this amount of money. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. So that makes it almost better for me to expand, because the more I burn, the cheaper it gets. He said it does eventually scale down to 7 cents and then 6 cents, but that's significantly more power. I didn't get into that with him. I'm absolutely stoked just to be able to get 8 cents after my first 750 kilowatts. So I'm just gonna take that and run with it essentially. But once I get my first bill in, I'll figure everything out. But I'm happy it's all coming together finally. And it's almost perfect timing, because the market's been bobbling around a little bit. It's scaring a lot of people off with you know, EIP 1559 looming, and profitability has been, you know, trending down ever so slightly. This last actually 24 hours profitability looks pretty good with Ethereum bouncing back up. But if we go like, you know, halfway or even full-blown bear market by the time everything's done, because I'm probably still about a week to a week and a half out from getting my electric installed. I am going to run me a temporary line out here just in the meantime for like some lights and little basic stuff. Hold on one second. There's like sorry about that. There's like 500 motorcycles that just went by. But yeah, I'm going to run a line out just for some temporary stuff in the meantime. But you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, say if a month from now Ethereum's like $300 and we're full-blown bear market, nobody's mining nothing, and GPUs are getting sold off for, you know, half, or let's just say 3/4 of MSRP, I'm like, perfect timing. Because I know once I have the availability of more power, I'm gonna want to expand, and I'm not gonna want to wait. That's been holding me up right now big time, is I don't have any additional power. And if you saw my last video, yeah, the wife's not exactly happy with what's going on in the garage, which I got to get that plug fixed and get that back up and running. But I think I'm probably, I don't know. I won't even comment on that. But I did want to thank you guys for watching. And if you are interested in like car stuff, please go check out my car channel. And if you're not interested in car stuff and just crypto stuff, this is basically the end of the video for you. So, but if you are into car stuff, I figure I'll show you what my projects are, and a little sneak peek of what's to come. technically I don't even think the car channel's been updated on this one yet, so let me go show you what's up. All right, so we'll start off with the one that if you've been on my car channel, then you've already seen this one. This is what, like, this was my baby for the longest time, and I'm gonna bring her back to life. She's still got a lot of life left in her. But this is a 1995 Acura Integra. It has Wiseco pistons, Carilla rods, a block guard. It's still a LS engine. It's got the B18 B1, so it's a non-VTEC. It does have Crowder 404 cams in it, and it's got a, I don't remember what size turbo it is, but a little bit bigger than just your standard T3, T4 eBay turbo, but it is still a Chinese turbo, or a no name. This one needs a clutch. The clutch started slipping on the dyno at about 380 wheel horsepower. We were shooting for 400 plus. So yeah, the clutch just gave up the ghost a little early. So we're gonna need to place the clutch on that. Cosmetically, it needs some help. And then wheels and tires. Those tires are all dry rotted, and I really don't like the wheels. They don't really fit it. So yeah, now let's go show you the new baby. All right, so if you're a V8 car guy and I just made you super cringe over that, like, you know, rice burner 4-banger turbo car back there, then this one's probably going to be more up your alley. This is a 1988 Thunderbird, the old pointy nose Thunderbird. It's got a set of little racer, little boy racer wonder, or whatever, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, but anyway, skinnies and fatties in the back. The body on this car is pretty straight. It's got some clear coat peeling, but it is an 88. The hood does not fit right now because it is LS swapped. A friend of mine actually did this for me. I was planning on doing a turbo 302 build, and he convinced me. He was like, hey man, I got a motor and a transmission for you. Come bring your car over, drop it off. I'm gonna slam it in there, and then yeah, you can continue onward. So this is an LQ4 out of like a early 2000s 2500 van, I believe, or truck. So it's a 6.0 LS based engine. So tons of parts and availability for this bad boy. And right now it needs a battery to start up and like move around, but it needs a bunch of little things like electric fan. It doesn't have really no intake. We're gonna build some kind of enclosure for the ECU. That's what's right there. And just, yeah, try to get her back up to snuff. Also have to figure out something with the hood, maybe cut out in the hood, or get a low rise intake and an alternator relocation bracket. But inside's not horrible. I do have that door panel in the back, but the inside's it's passable. It is an automatic. It has a 4L80E transmission, so transmission should be able to hold up to a little bit of power. Right now it is just motor. There's no cam, no nothing. It's all stock, but maybe we could fix that with you know, something. So got a lot of buttoning up and fixing on this one, so we should get it. There should end up being a lot of content on this car eventually. So yeah, man, I had to go sit down. I was starting to get a little winded walking around in all this this humidity. But anyway, you guys, for real, thanks for watching. If you're looking for my car channel, so you can subscribe to it or go over there and just check it out, the link is down below in the description, all the way down to the bottom. Much appreciated. And yeah, man, YouTube's been a wild ride. You guys are amazing. Y'all are no joke, like another family. I've gained so many friends from YouTube, so don't think I take it for granted by any means. Thank you again, and I for real will see y'all later. If you want to come play some games with me, I'll be on some Apex tonight. I don't know if I'll be live streaming or not, but I will be over in the Discord in the gaming channel. So Discord link down below in the description. You know what to do. Later, guys. Peace.